There is someone out there that needs to see this video, that needs to watch this video, that needs to get a word or two or more from this video. The reason why I am making this video now is because I know if I do not make it, I'll probably change my mind. There is someone out there that is still delaying from applying for the PTDF scholarship or for any scholarship out there because they feel that they are not qualified enough, they do not have what it takes, other people are better than them. It's a competitive process. It might not just be them that will be ending up with the scholarship. And this is me coming to tell you that do not displace yourself even before you apply. Even if you have that feeling, the only thing within your control will be the application. So do everything that you can to put out a strong application and forget about every other thing that is out of your control. Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Veronica, and on this channel, I talk about everything self-development, finance, and my lifestyle in general. If you're just joining me for the first time, you're absolutely welcome. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you are able to find the answers that you're looking for. But even as you have come, I want you to join the family because you'll be learning a whole lot of things from this channel. So do well to click the subscribe button below and turn on your notification bell. For my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. Check again to be sure that you're subscribed. If you're not, this is the best time to subscribe, and also give me a thumbs up. This will encourage me, and it will also share my videos to more people. If you're ready to get more answers to some of the most asked questions about the PTDF scholarship, then let's delve into today's video. Welcome again, guys. My name is Veronica, and I'll be answering your questions. But before I go into that, I just want to put this out plainly, especially to those people that are still struggling with the feeling of inadequacy, the feeling of low self-esteem, or whatever feeling it is that is not allowing you to apply or put your best into applying. This is the time for you to get rid of it, because I want to assure you that as long as you meet the basic eligibility criteria, then it's okay for you to apply and you can still get the scholarship. Just make sure that you're putting together a strong application. This was how I also felt while I was applying. If you're watching my early videos, you would know. But do not, because of this feeling, not apply at all. That would be you giving up all of your chances to get in the scholarship. So this is me encouraging you. It's about past 12 a.m. and honestly, I didn't want to record this video, but I believe that is one person that will see this video and will be encouraged to apply. Do not displace yourself even before you apply. You never know until you try. So that's my word for you today. You have about 18 days roughly. Today is March 1st, but when you're watching, it will be about March 3rd or after. So make sure that you do all that you can. If you have your certificate, your O-levels result, your grade is not below 2.1, and then you have your NIN that you can verify, and you also have your local government certificate. Even if you do not have it, it's something you can easily get. Just check, because each state will have their different local government council. Some of you might be required to go to your state, but even right now, I don't think so. Most states, it's easy for you to just look for where your local government council is and apply. It's something you can get in one day, so it's very easy for you to get. Do not displace yourself. Get everything that you need to get and start applying. Having said that, let's go into the questions that I got randomly from my comment section, my DMs, and I'll answer them so that it can help you even as you apply. The very first question I had is if, as a PTDF scholar, you can travel with your spouse. I got this question and I've gotten it over and over again, and the simple answer is yes. PTDF does not have any problem with you traveling with your spouse. The only thing you have to note is that they will not sponsor your spouse. They will only sponsor you. Every other dependent that will be going with you when you get a scholarship will be your own responsibility. The PTDF body does not have any issue with you going with your dependents, just that you have to, number one, consider the cost and know if you can, fund that. If you can, that's fine. Another thing you have to consider as well is the policy of the country that you are going to. Before now, the UK would allow you to come in with your dependents as a student. Whatever level of study that you're going for, whether master's or PhD, it was okay for the UK. But now there is a new rule that came up as at January, I think, of this year, where master students cannot bring in their dependents. So if you're applying to UK for the PTDF scholarship, even when the PTDF body doesn't have an issue with you coming with your dependents, the country you are coming into has a policy against that. So if you have dependents, it's advisable to consider other countries that do not have a problem with that. So looking at the PTDF as a body, they do not have a problem with that, but you have to consider the country that you're going to, see whether it's fine, but know that you will be the one funding the travel cost, the visa fee, the flight fee, and every other cost that comes with your dependents following you. I hope that answers your question. Next question I have that I got from one of you is, can I study a course or can I apply for a course that I did not study for my BSc? So my answer to that would be yes, but if you do not have the certification to back that course up, you have to have either experience or skills. So for example, if you want to apply for data analytics or big data or anything that has to do with oil and gas, finance, I know for engineering, those ones, they have to be certificate based, but if it has to do with tech or finance, you can use your experience if you have, or if you have a certification. For example, if you want to study finance and you have ICANN, that's if you are a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, then I think it's okay because you can use either the experience or the skills that you have or the professional certificates that you have to back your course of study in BSc. So do not just decide to go for a course because you want to. If you do not have any skill, experience, or professional certification to back it up, then I would advise against it. But even if you did not study that course in your BSc, if you have any other skill, any other experience or certification, then it's absolutely fine. I hope that answers your question. Another question I got is, how can I edit my application after submitting? I have now received some more certificates, or there were some certificates that I forgot to upload. How can I upload them? Honestly, I don't know. That's a simple answer. I am not in the best position to answer that. If I were to answer you outrightly, I would say it's not possible. I would say because you've submitted your application, all you can do is to just take those certificates along when you are going for your interview. That is when you get the call for your interview. But I do not think that you can make any edits after you're submitted. So I would advise that you take as much time as you need. Be sure that you have uploaded everything you need to upload. Be sure that you're not missing out on anything. Be sure that you have dotted your I's, crossed your T's before you click on the submit button, so that you do not find out after you submitted that you missed out on something. So there's still time. It's okay to submit early if you're fine, if you have everything in place, so don't get me wrong. But if you're not sure yet, just give it a bit of time, check and check again before you submit. But even if I would say it's not possible, it's still okay to check with PTDF. Just send them an email or give them a call if you're able to reach them and check with them. I do not just want to say I do not know, and probably there's someone in the body that can do something for you. So I really wouldn't know. Just check with them, but be very, very sure before you submit so that you do not miss out, especially if the certificate or what you're missing out is going to give you more chances to be called for the interview. So if not, it's something that you can just take as a proof. You mention it in your personal statement when you upload it. So the personal statement, mentioning it there would also mean that you have that qualification, just that you need to prove it when you come for your interview. So it's okay if you get the call, just make sure you take the certificate along. But all in all, be very careful, be very sure before you submit, because I don't think there's anything you can do to update your application after you submit. But check with PTDF and see how that goes. Another question I've been getting is, how do I get the PIN for my Waec results? It is part of the requirements, and I have written my Waec for many years now, and I do not have the PIN. Yeah, I struggled with that question a bit because I didn't need my PIN. I didn't need my Waec PIN. All I needed was the result itself. Just type in the result. In mathematics, I had this. In English, I had this. And also upload the certificate. And I think they asked for my Waec number. I can't remember. But the major thing is your result and the upload. But now I started getting questions about the PIN. Just to clarify that, I was able to confirm from one of the applicants that even when the PIN is on the requirement, that is when you're reading through what you need to do, what you need to have, the certificate you need to have, the PIN is one of it. But when you start applying, you would not need it. There's no field where it is required. So correct me if I'm wrong. Probably you are asking that question because you only read through the application guideline, what to do, how to apply, but you've not started applying. When you start, you're not going to need the PIN, so don't worry about it. Just apply. You just need your Waec number, which I believe you already have. It should be on your Waec result or certificate already. You have all of your grades and then you have your certificate. So in the application itself, you will not be needing the PIN. And this was an information I got from someone that started applying. It's best to start. If you get to a point in the application where the PIN is now requested for and it is compulsory for you to fill that in, then you might have to reach out to PTDF. But based on my own understanding or knowledge, you do not need the PIN when you start applying. And also, if it's not a field that is compulsory, like there's some fields that will have this asterisk, that means that you have to fill in that field. But there's some fields that do not have it. You can actually go ahead with your application without that field. Make sure that you confirm that it's not an important field so that it doesn't delay you, and then you can go ahead with that. But based on my knowledge, you can go ahead with your application. You won't be needing the Waec pin. I hope that answers your question. The next question I have is there a list of specified schools and courses? To answer that question, I would say there is a list of schools, and you can get that just on the link for your application. So if you click on that link, you'll see some tabs. Just when you click on the application link, if it's on mobile, you'll see those 3 lines just by your top right. If you click on those lines, you'll be able to see a list of tabs, and there is the list of approved school tab there. If it's not a phone, if it's like a laptop, you'll see the tabs already when you log on that link. I'll see if I can show you a screenshot somewhere on the screen. So just click on the list of approved schools. For courses, it's not directly stated on the link of your application, but I think one thing I noticed is that when you're applying, you get to a part where you'll be required to pick your choice of country, choice of schools, and choice of courses. So it's at that point that you will be able to pick your schools, 3 schools, and 3 courses. So the courses there are limited. That was what I was talking about in my PTDF Scholarship story, where I had to pick some courses. And because I didn't see finance, I wasn't sure of what to do. But what I did was to pick a course that was similar. So I saw something about energy finance. I saw something about big data. I saw something about data analytics. So pick a course, because the list of the courses there, they are limited. So pick a course that's close to what you want to do. And then when you eventually get the scholarship, it is very possible for you to change as well. So there is no specified list of courses. I mean, for now, I'm not seeing any, just a list of schools, but the list of courses will be based on the school you're picking. So if you pick from the drop down of your first choice of school, and you click, for example, Ife-Olaitan University, if you go to the right-hand side where it says choice of course, that means the choice of course is based on the school you have picked. So if you click the drop down, it will show you some suggested courses that you can do in that school. So it will be limited. Pick what you know you can do, or what you think is close to what field you are in. Write your personal statements around that and around what you really want to do. Try to connect it together and write a strong personal statement. You can watch the video on personal statements and then submit your application, and that's fine. Just know that you can decide to change your school or your course, even if you get an admission in a school different from the 3 schools that you picked or 3 courses that you picked. As long as it's still a PTDF partner school, it's okay. You can change it later in the future. So I hope that answers your question. One other question I got is, did you have to do a written test, or what is the run through of the application process? So for PTDF, like I would always say, it's a very easy one. It's one of the easiest scholarship application that I've ever done. That's why I encourage a lot of people to apply. The process just involves an application, which is the window where we are in now. It started about 3 weeks ago and it's going to end on March 18th. Apply. I've mentioned all you need in my last video and in some videos that I've made previously. If there are things that you have already, make sure that you apply. I will attach the link for the application in the description box below. Even before you apply, just read through the guidelines, read through what it entails, so that you can get an understanding of whether or not you qualify, at least for the basic eligibility criteria, and then apply. That's all you need to do. When you apply, you will wait for some months. And when I mean you wait, you have to be patient. That's another thing I have to mention here. You never can tell when the interview call will come, because they will take their time to scrutinize all of the applications and get back to you. So after some months, you'll be called for the interview, and the interview is the final stage of the application process. You do not have to write any tests. You do not have to go through any screening. Just go for the interview, do your best in the interview. I have a video as well for the interview process, and maybe when it's closer to the time for the interview for this year, I'll answer some more questions. But for now, it's just the application. Focus on that. The next stage will be the interview. After the interview, you would wait again, and I mean you would wait. So after waiting, you would then know whether you qualified or you got picked or you got selected. The next thing that would happen would be the list of scholars. So it's a very straightforward and easy process. All you have to do is to just obey all of the instructions, apply, go for the interview, and wait. And yeah, that will be it. The final question I have is if the application can be done in stages, or if you have to just sit down once and finish up the application. And I would say that you can keep editing your application for as long as you want to. Just make sure that you're saving everything that you do. You're saving your progress. It is fine. You don't have to sit down at once and apply and upload and write your statement and post and submit. That would be too strenuous. That would be too stressful. That's why you'll be given 6 weeks. So take your time, apply, get everything that you need, especially the local government certificates. Do not let that discourage you. It will only take you 1 day to get it. All you have to do is to check for where your local government council is and go and get the certificates. do not let it discourage you. Do not miss out on the opportunity of getting the scholarship because you do not have the certificate. Okay, so get the certificate, get your degree certificate if you do not already have it, get your NYC certificate, verify your NIN. So it's a process. You can't sit down and do it at once. As soon as you do one, save it. When you have more things to upload it and go from there. But it's okay to keep saving and coming back and applying. But make sure that number one, you are not in a rush so that you don't miss out on anything, just like I mentioned. And number two, do not stay too long on the application so that you don't wait till the rush hour and something delays you, or maybe the network messes up and you're still struggling way after the deadline to submit. Try to speed it up as much as you can. Put all your application together and submit. Also, if you know that there's some certificates or evidences or qualifications that you can still get that can back up your application and make it stronger, do not rush. Try to see if you can get them within the deadline. Do not submit because I don't think you can do anything after you submit. And make sure that you get it before the deadline and upload. Honestly, if you are able to judiciously obey instructions and do all the things that you can do, I believe that you will get a good feedback from all of this process. It might be stressful, it might take a lot from you, your time, you have to write, you have to get some certificates, you have to travel. It's all going to be worth it eventually, but it's better to try than to not try at all. Do all that is within your control, what you can control, work on that and leave the rest to God. And this brings me to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching again. I hope this answers more of your question. It's just easier for me to make a video. I've been getting so many questions and I try my best actually to answer them. Just that it can be a lot sometimes and I miss one or two of them. But I tried to scan through all of my comments, scan through my DMs, and I picked the questions that I'm answering. And that's why I have this other part of the video. If I'm able to get more questions, like if it's up to 7 or more than that, I will do a final video before the end of the application process. But if not, then I wish you all of the very best, and I want to see you, and I believe that I'll see you in the interview stage and even up to the final stage of the application. So thank you once again. Please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to give me a thumbs up. Do not forget to share my videos. If you have people that you know will need this, encourage them to apply. Share all of my resources with them. There is still time. I want as many people as possible to apply and get this opportunity. Also, if you have a content idea for me, do not hesitate to drop it in the comment section below. Ask your question as well, and I would attend to them at my earliest convenience. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.